give us the opportunity to share some of the latest updates at the SandBox. So we'll try to make the most of that time, like first to share with you some of the recent updates of the SandBox, including the major announcement that we did today during the keynote. And then of course I'll have a deeper Q&A session. First of all, like in terms of metrics, we just had the 5.8 million users that are connected a wallet on the platform. So I think like by December we were roughly 5 million. We keep growing and we're attracting new users. That's growth that's mostly driven by Asia. So over the last 12 months now, Asia represents over 30% of the audience of SandBox in terms of like brands, partner, players, creators, and others. Followed by Europe, which is roughly 30%, and then 18% US and the rest of the world afterwards. We just also passed a major milestone, which is 1,000 experiences live on the map, experiences and games made by the creators themselves. So since we opened publishing on the map last November, it's been a great, like the perception that people have of SandBox. People might think of us just like open during alpha season or during events, and having all these brands featured in terms of content, but now you can really see how we evolve toward like the creator economy and the user-generated content platform, and that content made by individual and small teams is growing and represent the majority of what you can do. That means that also now there's more experiences to be played on the platform. People are spending more time. So on average, the users spend like 62 minutes a day in the metaverse exploring those experiences. Earlier this year, we launched something called the Builder Challenge. It's been running for 10 weeks long, and there has been 1.5 million SAN distributed to the top 10 experiences. The winner earned 400,000 SAN, which is roughly $250,000. So that's quite significant, specifically for first-time creators, small team, and individuals. Whereas the rest of the top 10 earned between 4 and 5 figures in SAN. So this is really a first step toward like the creator economy, and we can't wait to launch the second Builder Challenge and continue to reward those creators and make them earn a living as they build and launch content on the SandBox. The land sale keep on going, so we sold about 75% of the map. So SandBox has this map, you can see it on our booth. It's printed in giant. We have 166, 164 lands in total, each one is an NFT. And to date we sold 75%, and we don't add new lands, we just sell what's already defined by curating top tier brands, either by thematic, music, sport, entertainment, movies, or by region of the world, Thailand, Korea, Japan, Hong Kong. And we're introducing this year 8 new neighborhoods, which 2 already went live earlier, so Thaiverse and the Koreaverse 3, we call Eternal Fandom, that's been really successful. And through those land sales, we had experiences in virtual music concert with 4E, which is a T-pop group band, or Innisfree, which also launched from the Korean group Amore Pacific, one very popular experience. We also launched 19 avatar collection. Avatar, those 3D characters that we use to express ourselves, we use as our digital identity, exploring all those different worlds. We keep that same identity from one world to another. It's ours as an NFT on the wallet. We sold 19 collections, roughly 60,000 unique NFTs through those collections. Like they are becoming more and more popular, and we understand that trend because basically it's really your entry point to the metaverse, and that allows people to use it as their identity for self-expression. They come with unique animation, spatial effect, and soon unique abilities in game as well. So that's quite interesting. I think like the last biggest news of today is something that we've been working on since the inception of SandBox. We chose to build SandBox using blockchain and NFTs. We are one of the few decentralized virtual world that is really committed from the beginning to our giving freedom to our players, giving freedom to our creators to truly own their creation, to have the ability to use it in SandBox and outside, to sell it on the marketplace and other marketplace to earn revenue. And we launched in 2020 the SAN token as well, which was the first step toward the decentralization. We decentralized the economy of the platform by introducing the SAN utility token that's now top 10 gaming token and the top 100 cryptocurrency worldwide according to CoinMarketCap. And today we announced the SandBox DAO. So the SandBox DAO is a major milestone toward like creating an open world where players and traders will have more autonomy and more freedom to define the future of the sandbox, define the roadmap and the next development, to choose like the different mechanics that we should implement, the way the player status, for example, based on the number of sand, the number of land or NFC that you own, to define the rewards and the reward mechanics around like the season, the event that we launch, to define how all the 25,000 lands that we have in reserve should be used and should be distributed. So a lot of the things that we're currently running ourselves as a sandbox team or the sandbox platform will progressively become decentralized and in the hands of the community to vote and to decide. But that's not all. Like through the sandbox DAO, people will also be able to submit their own sandbox improvement proposals that could pertain toward not just the sandbox platform itself, but toward like impacting the growth of the sandbox ecosystem, supporting projects that could be for good, for charity, for sustainability, around education, to bring more creators and a creator economy, or toward even the sand token in general, if they want sand to be utilized in all the games, on the platform, and so on. This is something that we spent quite some time to put together, and we have a team, a dedicated team in charge. So here today, Cyril Forte is with us. He's the head of the DAO, and he will tell you a little bit more about that implementation. One of the questions is like, why now? I think it's really important that it was part of our white paper since 2020. We had published that over 5 years, Sandbox will become progressively decentralized. So we are essentially at year 4 of the Sandbox platform. We define the values of our platform, what we want people like to know, how we drive the metaverse for good, how we are not just a gaming platform, we touch towards like other topics like fashion, sports, music, entertainment, media, architecture, and so on. And we are a platform that invents a new format of entertainment that is going to be driven and drive, that those values are going to drive the community forward in the future. We are also involving a council of 5 members. So we announced those 5 members include Yatsu, the CEO and chairman of Animoca Brands. Animoca Brands being one of the largest investors in Web3. Myself, no introduction. Shannon Stowe, who is the COO of World of Movement Community, to bring more inclusivity and support to our movement. We have Jean-Michel Payen, which is an ex-executive of Ledger and also the founder of Real Capital, very involved in arts and Web3 since the beginning. And Frédéric Montagnon, who is also like a very diverse serial entrepreneur in Web3. That council will allow us to ensure that all the sandbox improvement proposals that SIP submitted on the DAO will always be clear, aligned with the values of like, the platform, and contain all the necessary information so that you, as a sandholder and a landowner, can participate in voting on them. We also brought an advisory board of 7 members as well, who are also not just KOL or influencers, but people who are deeply involved in Web3. So some names I'm sure you're familiar with, Namoja, which is a United Nations ambassador, and has been launching on SandBox a project called Calgary in support of like environment and reforestation. We have Matthew Studios, which is very involved in sport and runs a studio from Brazil called Linktree, who's been launching a thorough expert on SandBox. Mia Bao, which is very involved in China on like Web3 communities and launched a platform called DAO-based, which is the largest aggregator of all DAOs and metrics and transparency of how they work. Maybe don't just go.
We built Cyril advisor, right? So hi everybody, I'm Cyril. We've been brought in to work on this DAO, designing for the ground for the last 8 months. So like I said, the same, we have a council that is really here to review the proposals. We're really here to make sure we stay on track. So this whole DAO experiment has been how to design like a crypto company that can self-work without having CEO or COO, etc. So it's really governed by the community. So like Seb was saying, we have multiple bodies that keep this in check. We're talking about the advisors. have a settlement, and the council decided the council will review every 6. They will make sure the 6 adhere to the code of conduct, to the values. Nothing crazy will come to pass because the council is here for that. The advisors are really leaders of opinions, but they also have the force of proposition. Right? We want to talk to them, we want to exchange with them, making sure that, okay, is there any fresh ideas, what the DAO could have done, what can be done for the DAO, how can we make it better? I think the third body, which is a bit of a lesser body, is just the operation. How do we make this DAO run behind the scenes? So as you can see, there's no person in charge. The community is the person in charge. The community will make proposals, will help them, will create the proposal, because we committed to a proposal that are at the highest possible quality, so we help them along the way, and a bit of kind of hope until the community we believe is mature enough, that we can let them go and our dream for this DAO is to be self-sufficient, completely autonomous, any proposal that emerge organically from discussion and discourse. People react on it, say, no, I don't like the proposal, can we change it this way? People just exchange on the forum, and then good SandBox improvement proposal will emerge, will be put to a vote.
So right now, a few of them, Anthony, Charles, Loretta, Chen as well. So the advisors also represent the value, the culture, and like both like the topic, magic education, sport, music, art, and also like vision of the world. That's already a trend of SandBox. We have 5 improvement proposals already live. 3 of them are about the constitution, like who are the administration, who is the board, the council, and like the budget, and like voting on like the different rules that define how people can vote. And 2 that already showcase a little bit that vision. One would be in partnership. One proposal comes from Cartão Bybit, and the idea is like we will be deploying some budget to buy carbon credits, and the second is the French Red Cross, so that already starts to show like how like the SandBox DAO can be used as a force for metaverse for good. That DAO has a budget of 25 million SAN in total per year as well. So that's quite significant. It represents $16 million roughly in total every year, and it will be fully transparent on the SandBox. So the website is called sandboxdao.com. You can see how the budget is actually being consumed as the various improvement proposal get voted upon. So you really have different buckets by thematic that we support and how it's being consumed. One more thing, like we've been seeing really a lot of DAOs going. I think there's more than 200,000 DAOs around the world, more or less. Some of the challenges they have. The main challenge usually is like there is a small community of token holders control a pool of tokens that is large enough so they actually can influence the vote and actually make the DAO vote for things that are more into their own self-interest rather than the interest of the community and the greater good. So to prevent that, we actually implemented the mechanic like how to vote on the SandBox DAO is actually not just only with the SAN token, but also with the land. So both tokens will be valued, contributing to our weighting mechanism. One land is going to represent 4,000 votes, whereas 1 SAN represents 1 vote. There is 27,000 landholders. There is roughly 250,000 SAN holders who own on average 10,000 SAN, and outside of the centralized exchange. Then the rest is like finance and all those exchange. So we put that formula in place. So hopefully, and we looked as well at the distribution of like all holders and landowners. So hopefully there is we're going to ensure true democracy, and there will be not a single individual or group of people who can ultimately like drive the direction of the votes into their self-interest. That's really what we hope for, and we start to at the core of our design.
And the idea is really to reward land ownership. We want to have people asking like the worst thing that can happen to a DAO is either nobody cares, or the people who cares are really here, like you were saying, for your own self-interest. Right? So by rewarding really land ownership, we want to make sure we have people that actually engage in the metaverse with the SandBox, and the way we will vote, the way they will interact with the platform, the way they will make proposals. We believe these are the people that are already interested in the metaverse, not just people that are here to make discussion.
That's what makes SandBox quite unique as well. It's like our values, our culture, and the fact that we want to drive community at the core. Like what people have been making on SandBox platform until now has been amazing. And we hope that the DAO will continue to drive forward the decentralization, is the ability for the SandBox to basically build legacy, be a platform that can exist forever. When people ask us now, like, where do we see SandBox in 10 years? I see it as a platform that can exist forever, even without us involved, because like ultimately the DAO will be running successfully and people can vote on the roadmap, on the development, on the budget, and we as a team initially can be just back.
Yeah, the idea that the community proposes something for the community and we say, okay, this is how it's going to go. But it's not saying you can change your rule if you want to, right? You can. There's a constitution, which is the one that is actually live to vote now. And people are already reacting on the constitution people. And the idea is that if you really don't like the constitution, you can fire up for a new state and say, we want to change the constitution this particular way. So it's not like self-imposed rule. Of course, we're putting a framework out there for people to interact with the system, but it doesn't mean it's
And additionally, it's the same way for the council, the advisor. Like they are here initially, they are normally here for a period of 1 year, and after there will be new elections. Anyone can apply to become a council member or advisor member. If you feel like you're not doing a good job, you could technically fire me and like say, okay, I can do better, and this is how and why, and have people rely around you to vote on like replacing someone.
Yeah.
Which is quite unique when you think about it. Like, I think Fortnite will get allow this kind of behavior, and we hope that if we're successful, we can inspire all the decentralized and decentralized virtual world toward that direction in the future.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what we wanted to announce today.
Yeah.
So it's live right now, sandbox.com. You can start voting on the first SIP. There will be new one every 2 weeks roughly.
Yeah. And the next two, they are the one that said you mentioned, the one about the Red Cross, and the second one about decarbonization, right? So basically the DAO is buying trees, like worth $100,000 worth of trees to, participate in the cause that is dear to our heart, right? So the first two cities, one is the Red Cross, the second one